parsley, whatever you want. Just press OK. So I'm just going to do chives. So I'm just going to do parmesan and chives because that flavour is really nice. So I'm going to pop that in with 50 grams of parmesan in my bowl. I'm going to pop it in, take it around to speed 10 for 10 seconds. Now I'm going to pop it in a bowl and set it aside. So see that? Look how nice and green that is. So that's yummy. So that flavour, I've already made these today using parmesan and chives. So the flavour is really, really nice. But think of the other flavours you could use. You could do like basil, and you can do it a mixture of herbs. So we'll just take all that out. Pop it to the side. So now we're going to skip the butter melting step. So we've already done that step. We've brushed inside the 12-hole mandolin. Grab the tray for you. It's just been prepped in my fridge. So that's the tray. And that's placed in my big tray to pop into the oven. So that's brushed with butter with a bit of flour already ready to go. It's quite a cute tray that slips in nicely to our large tray from the mix shop. And then we are going to transfer remaining melting butter in a small bowl and set it aside. So this is where the fun starts. So we're going to put the butterfly whisk in. Now we all know, biggest tip, we're going to pop it to the left of the high blades. So if you forget that, just always remember Beyonce's song To the Left. So yeah, I say that to my customers all the time and they have a bit of a giggle. So we're going to pop 2 eggs in. Then we've got just the eggs for now because we're just going to whisk it. And you can see that I haven't washed my bowl because I'm just going to use all the flavour. So we're going to press next and it's going to go for 5 minutes on speed 3. So that's the first step. So I'll pass you back to Megan while this is whipping away.
Thanks, Naomi. We're going to jump over to Anna. Where are you, Anna? There we go.
Here I am. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna. Most of my customer base is in Canberra, but I'm actually living in Singapore. And I've been a consultant for about 3 years now. But yeah, it's a great job because obviously you can do it virtually as well. And most of us, even though we're based in one area, we have customers all over Australia. So I originally was going to make the cashew panna cotta because I'm dairy free, but then I thought it wasn't so suitable for non-dairy people. So I have switched over, much to Megan's dismay, last minute, and I'm making the easy marshmallows. I made them for the first time yesterday, and to be honest, blown away by actually how easy it really is. So you'll be able to see that now. So the first step, let's see if I can bring in it a little bit. My head might be chopped off a bit. Is to line a lamington tray with baking paper. I didn't have a lamington tray. I've just used one of these rose gold trays from the mix shop. It's probably a bit shallower than I want, but you know, it's just going to be a slightly flatter one. So then first step is to place 230 grams of sugar. I didn't have any sugar, but I'm using brown sugar and that did work. It just, the only difference is my lamingtons are a little bit brown in colour. The next step is add 250 grams of water and 2 tablespoons of gelatin powder. I actually have bought this from a health food store. It's like a grass-fed beef gelatin. It comes in a big pack. I use gelatin quite a lot to make gummies and things, but I think you can also buy the small packets in the like at Woolies and stuff as well. And then half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then it's just 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean extract. And I'm placing the simmering basket on top. I'll grab that in a sec. And I'm cooking this for 5 minutes. After that, it will then ask me to put it on for another 10 minutes. So essentially it's cooking for 15 minutes in total. And you'll hear the rest from me later.
So cool. That's definitely something I haven't made before. Marshmallows. All right, Lise, where are you? There you are. We'll get you started and then we'll go back to Naomi. Who'll be ready for us.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Megan. I'm Lisa. I've been a thermomix consultant for about 7 or 8 years down here in the Shellhaven. Okay, today I'm doing Edna's lemon curd tea cakes. This recipe is actually in our anniversary cookbook that came out last year. It's delicious. You can make it as a big cake if you like, but because it's Mother's Day and it's high tea, we're making it in a smaller tea cake version. So that's it on Cookie Dough. So we start with lemon curd. I've made a batch. I've doubled it, so it makes a fair bit. That's a double batch because I figured if you're gonna go to the effort, you might as well double it, right? This one I'll show you just a single version because then I'll have 1.5 quantity. So basically it's very simple, just 60 grams of lemon juice. So this is just squeezed lemon juice. I have doubled it. Okay, maybe I'm not going to double it this version. Go 60. Go 59. Unsalted butter. So 60 grams of unsalted butter. Next, white sugar, which is here. So 100 grams of white sugar. I have done it a little bit less and it's still fine. And then 1 egg. See that right? And a pinch of salt. That's it. So we pop that lid on, and that's our lemon curd started. 5 minutes, speed 4. So that's going to cook away. I'll let you go to the next person, Megan, while this is going.
All right, thanks, Lise. We'll go back to Naomi, who should be ready for us.
Yes, I am. Cool. So the eggs have whipped for 5 minutes, which is really nice. Then we're just going to add the basic ingredients. So we're going to use the flour. So I made these today and actually made them with gluten-free flour just to give them a try for an afternoon snack for my son, and he actually really liked them. We're going to put the reserved grated parmesan. So we're popping that all in. Then we've got the reserved melted butter. So we're popping that all in as well. And then we've got 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, but I'm actually using onion just for a different flavour. 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt, and then 2 pinches of black pepper in my little bowl. So I'm popping all that in. And if you find your onion or your garlic powder goes a bit hard, when you're storing it in your containers, you can actually chop it up and blitz it again to get it unpluggy. And then we're going to pop this in for 10 seconds on speed 2. We're giving it, and then we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then it's going to ask us to do it for another 5 seconds. So you can see, I'll just do it again, and then I'll show you the consistency of what it looks like. So I'm scraping down the sides, put the lid back on, back around for speed 2. done. So what it resembles to me, a bit like a cake mixture. It's weird. It's like you can do them sweet or you can do them savory, but it resembles a bit of a cake mixture to me. Now you're meant to leave this resting for 30 minutes at room temperature just on your bench. So I usually set a timer for 20 minutes, preheat my oven, and then go back and start working the mixture into the tray. When you start looking at the flavors of the recipes with these, you can really go down a rabbit's hole. There is so many amazing recipes that you can make sweet or savory. You can even do like go on TikTok and Pinterest and Instagram and type them in, and you can stuff these. You can even use the tray and like temper chocolate and put a sweet one back in and do it with beautiful dessert. So there's lots of different ways that you can do with these, and beautiful for a high tea or something special as an entree as well. So are we coming back to me at all throughout the evening, Megan?
Yeah, we will. I think you've got some
Okay.
that you can show us finished off. We
Yeah.
might not have a chance to see those particular ones finished, but we
Yeah.
can.
Do you want me to show you now or later?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. So this is one that I prepared earlier. So this is just a savory one, and seriously, all I've done is chopped it in half, and I've put a dollop of sour cream, some baby spinach, and I've pre-made some more of that delicious Parmesan chive with a dollop of this really nice relish on top with a bit of chili. So you can pop that down as an entree at a dinner party or anything like that. And then you can also so sweet and savoury, they're really nice on a high tea stand. So we've actually got a Scouts high tea this weekend, and I'm going to whip up a whole heap gluten-free and non-gluten-free and donate them to the high tea. So they are delicious. Highly recommend that you go and try them.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
And you used the Madeline tray, which is a rose gold, part of the rose gold collection from the mix shop, didn't you?
Yes, correct, with the large tray. Yeah. So we'll bring that back out again. Oh, it's right here. We'll put it back in the fridge. It's going to go back in the fridge. So that's the tray. It sits in quite nicely in the tray. So because it's a funny shape and sits quite nicely in the tray, so you don't have to pull it out. And that's prepared, ready to go.
Beautiful. Thanks, Naomi.
No worries.
All right. Lise, are you right if we come back over to you?
Perfect timing. Okay, cool. Have you spotlighted me? Okay, cool. So I don't know if you want to spotlight me, Megan, or someone who's doing it. All right, so that's the lemon curd finished. So it's so beautiful. If you can see, move my camera and then I'll fall over. Anyway, that's it there, done. So that's a single batch. Like I said, it doesn't really make that much. So I do double it, and you can even triple it. This is really good too for at Christmas time. We put it in little jars and give it as gifts in little 100 ml or 120 ml jars. Perfect for Mother's Day. Perfect for this dish, high tea. So we're going to pour the lemon curd into a bowl and set aside until needed. So I'm very lucky and fortunate to have a second bowl, or actually a third. So I'll just grab it. So it makes life so much easier having a couple. I don't know if I will say it while I'm using it. So basically this month, you can get, if you don't know, a lot of people on here are already owners, I know, but there's a $29 bowl blade and lid set offer. So when you buy your thermi this month, you can get, as of tomorrow, I think it is, you can get a second bowl for $29, which they're usually $395, so it's an amazing offer. So super handy having multiple bowls. So I'm just going to leave the curd in that one, and then clean and dry mixing bowls. We've got a new bowl, and then we're going to heat our oven, so 170 degrees, which mine's heating, and grease a 6-hole muffin tray with oil. So I don't have the rose gold, I'm sorry. I know they're amazing, but I'm just using a normal one. I've greased them, put some muffin liners or cupcake wrappers in there, and set aside. Next, we need self-raising flour. So this recipe is not gluten-free, but I'm making it gluten-free, a little bit like you, Naomi. I like to eat gluten-free as well. So I've made my own gluten-free flour. There is a recipe on the community. I've just used plain gluten-free flour and made it self-raising. So just added the baking powder to it. So we only need, so this part I am doubling because so I'm going to double this one. So 150, so we need 300. This part of the recipe. So 300 grams of self-raising. Yep. 300 of self-raising flour. 120 grams of unsalted butter. 1 sprig of fresh lemon thyme if you have it. Leaves only. I don't have any right now, so I'm leaving that out. White sugar. We want I said 100 for a single, but we're doubling. So 200-ish. Go. And 2 eggs. Wrap it in. Right. So it all goes in together. I'm gonna wash my eggy hands 1 second. And then pop the lid on. And 30 seconds speed 5. Can't really hear you over this noise. Yeah, 8 seconds. All right, now, so press approximately 1 tablespoon of the mixture into the base of each paper case. So about a tablespoon-ish. And it looks like clumpy because I've used the gluten-free probably and my butter was soft. It doesn't matter, it'll all cook up fine. So just press it into the bottom. I'll just do a couple and then you can go to Anna or someone else while I finish it. But I'll just show you the first bit. So we're going to just put a little bit in the bottom. And then we spoon some of our curd in. Let's put it on the spoon. So as you can see, it actually goes really firm once you leave it sit for a bit. So that's what you want. That's the sort of consistency you want with the curd. So 1 heaped tablespoon of lemon curd on top. Put that on top. So that's sort of like the middle layer. And then there. And then we're going to put a tablespoon of the cake mixture over the top to cover it. So there we go. Back over. That, and then it'll cook up nicely. So that's one. I'll get them all done, and then we're going to bake them for 15 minutes. So I'll get these done as quick as I can, and I'll show you the finished product at the end. You want to go over to Anna or someone, Megan, now?
Thanks, Lise.
That's all right.
Anna, you right to go?
Yeah. So I've got 36 seconds left in this cooking process. After it was cooking at 5 minutes for at 100 degrees, and then it stopped and it said 10 minutes for 98 degrees. I'm not entirely sure why that 2-degree difference, but obviously it's important. The great thing about the Thermomix is it does all this temperature regulation without us having to really think about it. But I imagine trying to make marshmallows without the Thermomix would be actually fairly difficult. So that's done. And essentially it's just you saw it went in, but just a watery, sugary liquid. Oh, there you go, I spilled some. And then the next step is to remove the mixing bowl and allow it to cool till it gets to 60 degrees. So if you're not sure when it gets to 60 degrees, what you can do, and I'll bring my, can you see my screen there? It's a bit blurry, isn't it? The little tab up the top here, I know you can't see that. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Anyway, you can't see it, but here's a little thing. When you touch the tab, it'll actually tell you what degrees it's at. So mine is currently sitting at 95 degrees. And then in about 10 minutes, I'll check again and it should be around 60.
All right, cool. Thanks, Anna. Okay, we are coming over to me. Where am I? Alrighty, so I actually chose a little savoury dish. I'm more of a savoury than a sweet. Where do you guys sit? Sweet or savoury? Let us know in the chat what's more popular. So I chose the gorgonzola cheesecakes with pear jam. And I am very excited that I now have 2 batches of these because they are delicious. First of all, you need to start with a little mini muffin tray or little removable tart shell bottoms. I actually took a batch of mini muffins to a friend's place the other day for a play date and left my silicone muffin tray there. So last night after I'd started, I used my rose gold muffin tray. Don't do that. You really can't pop little cheesecakes and bases out of a steel muffin tray without losing half your base. So learn from my mistake. You need to use silicone or something with a little removable base. I couldn't get my my muffin tray back in time for today, so I've just got a little cheap silicone one. But the one that you get from the mix shop actually has a steel frame running around it. So when you're trying to carry things to the oven, it's not doing this. It's much easier to use. So that is a really hot tip for you. If you're buying the silicone, buy the ones with the metal frame around the outside. Anyway, so these have a little base and then a beautiful gorgonzola cheesecake topping, and then we make a little pear sort of relish to go on top. So we start with 10 grams of almonds. It says blanched almonds, but I just use skin on natural almonds. That's too many, but that'll do. And 20 grams of buckwheat. So these have got a really lovely sort of earthy flavour to them. Does everyone know what buckwheat looks like? Buckwheat kernels. A sprig of fresh sage, which I didn't have. I did use some lemon thyme last night, but it's absolutely pouring, so there's no lemon thyme going in tonight because I'm not going outside to get it. So that's just 10 seconds on speed 8. And then we add 60 grams of unsalted butter. So this is a beautiful little, I guess sort of little biscuity pastry sort of base that you could use for lots of savoury things. Pinch of salt. Oh, sorry, I just realised I haven't done that. And then 10 grams of walnuts. and 10 grams of dried pears. And we blend that on speed 7 for 5 seconds. And that's it. Now we just press that into the base of our little mini tray. So you can see sort of a kind of chunky dough mix, I guess. And then I'll leave that for a second. Clean and dry bowl. We won't do that. We'll just swap over to another one. Because that's the joy of having multiple bowls. Who's got 2 bowls? Who needs 2 bowls? We add 100 grams of cream cheese. And 120 grams of gorgonzola, which is your sort of mild blue cheese. And an egg. Teaspoon of lemon juice. This is one of my other favorite mix shop items, the lemon squeezer. If you struggle with squeezing lemons, this thing is amazing. That was my very accurate teaspoonful. 60 grams of walnuts. Ten seconds on speed 4. And then we just spoon that on top of our mixture of our base. Let me just turn that around. I'll just show you a couple. Kind of like a cookie dough sort of consistency, I guess. You just want to flatten it out into the bottom. And then we just take a little cheese mixture and dollop that on top. And they go into the oven on 160 for 15 minutes to set. And then you come out and you let them cool for 10 minutes in the tray before you try to take them out. All right, so I will get those finished and into the oven. We'll jump over to, I think we'll go over to Di, and then you can come back and I'll be ready to get our pear jam started.
Just quickly, I'm going to show.
Oh yeah, go for it, Anna.
So it's up to Di. I don't know if you saw in the chat, said pour it into a shallow dish and then pour it back and it cools quicker. Amazing. Thank you, Di. So I've done that and now it's at 55 degrees. So that means I can go to the next step, which is simply insert the butterfly whisk. Put the measuring cup into the mixing bowl and then turn it to speed 4. And that's going to whip for 10 minutes.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, that is a great tip for cooling
anything that you need to reduce temperature down to continue your recipe. Just pour it into a shallow flat tray, and it'll cool quicker because it's got that more surface area just to release that heat. Anyway, I'm Di. Hi, I've been a Thermomix consultant for just celebrating my 7 years at the end of this month, and I'm making tonight what probably one of the things I know best, and it's a little bit of a frappe coffee. And of course, what mums don't love a good coffee or a good drink, or in my case, I'm going to make it into a good cocktail. So I'm just going to start that recipe. I'm adding in 90 grams of sugar. It says 90 grams or adjust to taste. Now, of course, you can adjust this to what kinds of sugar that you would use, whether or not it's a sugar substitute or something like that. Yeah, that's fine. 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of instant granulated coffee. Insert your mixing cup into your mixing bowl lid. Hit next, and onto speed 9 for the minutes. You know that dust. Okay, coffee dust.
That's what sold me to buy a Thermomix, dead set.
Okay, so nice and dusty. It's just dust, it's not smoke. Every time that you have a demo and we do Fruity Dream or something like that, and you see that sugar that's all whizzed up, it's just dust. It's just sugar dust. Okay, so scrape your sides of your mixing bowl. Get all of that residue down. And add in 600 grams of ice cubes. Now, preferably not huge ice cubes. You don't want them too big. You want them a little bit smaller to just be a little bit nicer on your blades. You don't want them too large. 300 grams of full cream milk, or whichever milk you need. You can use oat milk, you can use almond milk, you can use any kind of milk that you need, or it doesn't have to be full cream milk either. So in goes your milk. Pop your lid back on. And on to speed 9 again. It's going to get really loud. Again, scrape your mixing bowl down. I'll just show you quickly what it looks like. So nice and icy, very cold. You may find that you have some larger lumps of ice in there still, and that's fine. Insert your mixing bowl into the mixing bowl lid. But what I'm going to do now is make mine a little boozy iced coffee frappe, and may add in a bit of homemade Baileys. Measured accurately, of course. This is totally up to you whether you add that or not. You don't have to. You can leave it out. Hit next, on to speed 6 for another 15 seconds.
I think we need to provide that recipe too for the boozy sauce.
Okay, serve that immediately with whipped cream and optional shaved chocolate. So I'm just going to pour some straight into my glass so it's really nice and lusciously thick. Not a great wintry dish, but it's a very refreshing drink that you can have. So pour that into your glass. Make it a dessert. Top it with a bit of whipped cream. And I'm just going to add on some chocolate shavings. I've just got some regular cookie chocolate here, and I'm going to shave it with my Dream Farm self-sharpening peeler from the mix shop. These are awesome. And just run that over the chocolate just to get some chocolate shavings. And she's all done. Of course, if you don't like coffee, add in a chocolate powder, add in some Milo. It doesn't have to be coffee. If you don't like alcohol, don't add in alcohol. Adjust your sugar, adjust your powder, whether it's coffee, chocolate, whatever. Make it your own. It doesn't have to be too exact to the recipe. And that's how you get your creative recipes that you add to the recipe community and add it into your cookie dough. Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Di. I hope I get one of those on Mother's Day in bed.
And Saturday and Friday.
Yeah, every day. Awesome. All right, let's finish this. Where am I? Spotlight. Okay, so we're just going to make the sort of pear relish that goes on top. So we've got 70 grams of the dried pears. It's good that lots of the components are in multiple parts of the dish, so I wasn't buying loads and loads of stuff. So we just chop up the pears. And then we add some balsamic. Oh. It's going slow and then it came out in a hurry. 40 grams of water. $25 grams of brown sugar. So I also loved about this recipe, the only thing that I didn't have in my cupboard or my fridge was the dried pears and the gorgonzola. Everything else was just kind of pantry stuff. Pepper. And that simmers away for 5 minutes. With the simmering basket on top. And when we come back, we just let that set. And then when we're finished and they all come out, they look like this. Oh, hopefully a little bit neater because their bottoms won't be quite so wonky when you've used the silicone tray, not the metal tray. But they're delicious. And I would highly recommend you give them a go. All right, where are we up to? Anna, are you ready for us?
I'm not, but I can be. So we've got 1.5 minutes left of the whisking process. So let me just have a look inside. I really wish I had a better setup here. I used to, when I did demos, I used to let's see if this will work. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, so it's like you're whisking up meringues or pavlova or something like that.
Yeah, it's just whipping, and I actually walked away, put it on, walked away, came back, and I was just like really shocked because I was expecting it to be, I don't know what I left with, but yeah, a bit like that. Has anyone here ever made honeycomb? And it's like just nothing, and then all of a sudden it's this big fluffy, yeah. Same sort of thing, like the shock factor that you get when you make stuff in the Thermomix. All right, so this has got 20 seconds to go. Set up my camera so you can see what I'm doing here. You may have seen over here, I've got some tapioca starch. That is something that is what you'll do at the end if you want to chop it up and put it in a container. Obviously, it's going to stick together because it's sticky, so you can use this dusting popcorn flour to stop it sticking together at the end. So here it is. So here it is. I'll remove this butterfly whisk. Okay. Let's put that in the sink for now. And it says pour into prepared tin and then set aside uncovered on the bench for 4 to 5 hours or overnight to set. I'm not sure why it doesn't say to put it in the fridge. I didn't when I tried it yesterday because I was scared that maybe it would change like the consistency or the layering. So Beck said she thinks it's because of the moisture. Okay, yeah, cool. So it's really simple. You just leave it on the bench. I'll just pour this out now. And as you can kind of get an idea of, it's really light and airy. When I go to pick up this tray, it just won't have any weight in it at all. There we go. And so I'll now show you what it happens once it's done. So this is the one that I made yesterday. Just pour this up. Okay. I chopped up a couple of them. I noticed that the bottom is a slightly different color. That's obviously the brown sugar settling. But you can see they're really jellyish and light and airy and fluffy. They kind of melt in your mouth. And there's a couple that I've just dusted so that I can put in here. Yeah, there's my homemade marshmallows. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these. I don't eat sugar.
I was just wondering that too, Anna. The kids are going to love them.
But I do.
Anna. They look great. I found
I'm also all for no preservatives and additives. So my kids, I'll be happy to give them these as treats. I noticed that someone in the chat earlier was talking about Quirky. So she, Quirky Cooking, Jo Whitten, she does like a healthy, refined, sugar-free version of marshmallows too. So I didn't choose that one because it's not on Cookie Do. But definitely you can Google that and make yourself a slightly healthier version of them as well. Yeah.
there's another one I've done on there too, Anna, and I found when you cut them with your toolkit, kitchen toolkit scissors.
Yeah, cool.
When they set.
I can make this any shape, but look at this. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
So
So cool.
Awesome. All right, Lise, we'll come back to you to see how you're going.
About two minutes.
Okay.
Me, if Lisa's not ready.
Yeah. Naomi, where are you? Oh, there you are.
Really? You can come to me because everything is ready to go here and I can bring you over to show you closer. So everyone's introduced themselves and I forgot to introduce myself as a consultant. So this is my second time around as a consultant. I first started in 2011 and came back to earn my TM6 and I'm still here 3.5 years later. So probably a consultant for maybe nearly 7 years altogether. So, which is really exciting. So I thought I'd just throw that in there too. I'm based in the Illawarra, but like we all service, we've all got customers, lots of different places. So as you can see, I'm going to try to like move this down so you can see the tray. So the tray's prepped. So it says fill the holes of the chilled tray 2/3 full. So the tip that I'm going to use is basically, let me just grab another spoon. Is grab it, pop it into the tray like this. So I thought there has to be an easier way to smooth these over. So this is just, can you guys see that? Pop it into the tray. And then I just got a heated spoon and I literally pushed it down nicely into the tray. So I found it quite sticky, like a cake. Remember how I said it was like a bit of a cake mixture? So I found a heated spoon easier to push into the tray to get it a nice shape, and then you can go around and clean up around the edges afterwards. So that's my tip. You can also do these as a low carb option. So you can do it with almond meal or coconut, coconut based flakes with almond meal. And find other low carb options if you can't have a lot of flour. So there's lots of different recipes out there to explore. And this is something that I love about the new TM6 is I would have never made this without cookie dough. So as an original TM31 owner, I didn't have access to cookie dough. So this is something that I would have never made. So that's what I love about the new model as well. So just like that, you can just dip it back in the hot water and give it a. So once they're all filled, it goes into the oven for 10 minutes and they're done. Simple. So I thought I'd just quickly show you guys that.
Thanks, Naomi.
I'll pass you back over. That's okay.
Awesome. So another exciting thing happening in Thermomix at the moment is the opportunity for you to join us and become part of our team. Most of you, I think, have your Thermomixes, your business partners already on your bench. So the only thing you need to get started is your business kit. And at the moment, you can get your business kit half price. So you can essentially start your business for just $75, which is incredible. Your business kit includes everything you need to get started, your apron, your carry bag, a thermoserver, thermomat, over $400 worth of all the best stuff. And at the moment, you can get that for $75 and join our team of amazing humans and fun people. And come and do fun stuff with us. So let your consultant know if that's something that you're, even a little bit curious about, because we'd love to talk to you about it. Okay, so we've just got to go back to Lise, I think, and the rest of us are pretty much finished. Who's excited to try what? Let us know in the chat which dish you think you'd be most interested in trying first. Tea cakes, yeah, they are definitely delicious.
All right, cool. They're done. They're out of the oven now, Megan.
All right, spotlighting you now, Lise.
Cool, thanks. I don't know if you can quite see my mess over here, but yeah, that's it. I don't want to pull them out yet because they are still warm, but once you let them cool, you can see that. That's it, done. So just let them cool and then you can serve them with cream if you like, or just like that on a what's that called, the tower that Naomi had, the white tower for a high tea, or whatever you like.
Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, well, that's everything that we've got for you tonight, guys. Thanks so much for spending your evening with us. We always love coming out and teaching you a few new things and hopefully inspiring you to try some different recipes. Your consultant know if there's anything that you would like help with. We did post the links in the chat, but we will also send out a follow-up email with all of those links to the recipes as well. And just one other thing, we are partnering with Oz Harvest now. So during up until the 15th of May, actually, if you host a demo, Thermomix will donate 20 meals for every demo that you host to Oz Harvest. So at the moment, 1 in 5 Aussie kids are going without meals, sometimes or often, which is quite a staggering number for a country like ours, and one that definitely took me by surprise. So our little way of helping is to be able to make some donations of meals to Oz Harvest. So if you've got time between now and the 15th, talk to your consultant, get a couple of friends along, host a demo, and Thermomix will donate some meals on your behalf to those hungry bellies. So yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah,
Ma-
smell-o-vision hopefully coming soon so that you guys can smell all these wonderful things too.
Megan, just before we go, did you mention about Trade Up?
I did, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I did mention Trade Up at the beginning. TM5 owners, let us know if it's time for you to check out the TM6. And we'll definitely have some TM6 online sessions over the next few weeks, so that if you're not familiar with the TM6 and you would like a little bit more info, we can share that with you. And as always, talk to your consultant, because they would love to come and show you a bit more.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, and happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, this is the worst part about doing it online, is we don't even get to try all the dishes.
You just stop recording.